You're Chef John, keep your pans hot.
Now you guys are moving.
Welcome to BC Beyond Cuisine. I'm Chef John Kavanagh, and here we are in Oliver, BC, the Okanagan, Osoyoos. I love being here. We're at Road 17, Arctic Char, and we're with the Gary Klassen. It's his farm. It's a sustainable fishing for Arctic Char. I thought we'd come up here and process some fish, and we're going to go to Blue Mountain after. I'm going to talk to Gary a little bit about what they do with the fish, how it's raised. Gary, tell us. What's the process from start to finish with your farm here?
Well, we have wells for the water supply.
Yeah.
And we get eggs in because we never want any possibility of disease, introducing disease. So we'll never allow a live fish to come into our farm. So we get eggs, we disinfect the eggs very thoroughly, and that's the last time we have to use any pharmaceuticals. So far, we've never had to use pharmaceuticals or any antibiotics at all on our farm because we've been careful with the biosecurity. So from the egg stage, we chill the water down to 7 degrees to hatch the fish. And it takes about a month to hatch them at 7 degrees Celsius. And then we keep the fish for just about, after they're hatched, it takes just about a month before they start feeding. It's a very critical stage.
Yeah.
At that stage, we start feeding them. Takes some technique, but we get them to eat. As soon as they start eating, we can let the water go to its temperature of 12 degrees Celsius, which it is year-round. And
that takes about 2 years, is it? From basically start to finish?
As soon as we start feeding them, it takes about 2 years.
About 2 years. And what's how could you describe Arctic Char, the texture, the flavor? How could you describe that?
It's delicate.
Okay. Some people think that it's kind of, is it salmon? Is it not? Is it fatty?
When I get asked that question, I say it's somewhere between a salmon and a trout, but it's delicate. The chefs have to be careful with it. They don't overcook it, but it's delicate, and the flavor is mild.
Oh, fantastic. And so how long have you been here in this location yourself?
2012.
Yeah.
2011 is when we applied for the license, the aquaculture license, and 2012 is when we got the license and built the facility.
2012. So you're on your way. It's 2018.
5 years.
5 years going. That's fantastic. So I'm going to make some Arctic Char, and would you happen to have an Arctic Char for me?
I've got one right here.
Oh, that's fantastic. What I want to do is I want to head to one of the local markets and pick up some produce so I can work with this when we go to Blue Mountain. So how big would you say this is?
I think he's 3.2 pounds.
3.2 pounds. There we go. We got a little bit of an Arctic Char going on. Johnny's going to be cooking. Strawberries, 'tis the season. We're in Osoyoos, June 18th, picking them fresh. We've already picked up our Arctic Char from Road 17, which is a Arctic Char farm not nearby, and I thought I'd do a little strawberry salsa. I like to use fresh, firm, fruits. If you look at this, it's got it's gorgeous. Oh, look at the color. A little tart. It'll go great with the Arctic Char. I'm going to mix that with a bit of toasted almonds, shallots, cilantro, and of course, Blue Mountain champagne brut. So let's head to Blue Mountain and cook some Arctic Char. Hi, I'm Chef John and we're at Blue Mountain Winery. We're back from commercial. I'm really excited to be here in Blue Mountain Winery. If you look behind me here, the beautiful vineyards just undulating, and then you got Vasu Lake in the back. It couldn't be much more of a greater setting. Fortunate enough, the Mavity family let us come up here and film on their property. It's a farm that they've been making wine since 1991. Really about sustainable farming. They're really in touch with what's going on up here. I wanted to take some local product and pair it with their wines and hopefully create a dish for you guys. So if you guys come up here, you guys can do the same as me. We earlier picked up an Arctic Char from the Klassen family. Beautiful. Arctic Road 17. You can pick Arctic Char up at various stores. I've gutted it for you as well, so I'm going to show you how to fillet it, make it really simple. We've got some strawberries we picked up at the the Osoyoos fruit farm, hand-picked ourselves, and then we're going to pair that with the Brut Champenoise. I think all the flavors coming together, it'll do really well with the toasted, a little bit of lemon, a little kind of a moussey kind of flavor. It'll be fun. So let's get started on the Arctic Char. I've taken this Arctic Char. I'm going to just lay down a little bit of paper towel so it doesn't slide on you. And you see, so now it won't move. I'm going to take my knife, hopefully a sharp knife, and I'm just going to run my knife along the back. Just take your time. It's not a rush. You just want to be able to go all the way through. Now, everybody asks, what kind of knives would you use, John? Well, you know what? I use this little baby, this little Japanese knife. Some people use filleting knives. Some people have even butchered it with this. I like something that I can handle, I can move the fish around. So what I've done, opened up the back, and I'm just going to open up the inside, and I'm going to take my knife and go all the way up the backbone. And I'll turn that around. As you can see, I'm just cut all the way up the top. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the fish over. I don't want to be turning around and going around the table. I'm just going to turn the fish over, inside view. And you know what? If you don't feel comfortable doing this, you can always go to your fish shop and they can turn around and they can say, you know what, we'll do this for you. You can buy the fillets themselves. But if you feel challenged or caught a nice trout up here or something, challenge yourself once in a while. I'm going to cut the little tail off. And then back here. Arctic Char is a kind of it's got a unique flavor. It's between a salmon and a trout. It's fun to work with for a chef standard for the sole reason I find it, you can overcook it and it'll still retain its moisture. So we're just going to come down here, my hand, boom, look at that, cleaned. Put this one down here, pull up these bones. Simple, simple, simple. And then gonna cut, nice fillet about that big, maybe in two because I think the crew's happy. So there we have it, Arctic Char. It's nice and clean, nice. There is some pin bones in it, but they will cook out. So we're gonna get the stove going here. Got a little bit of a burner going here. Just gonna get this going. Gonna use a little bit of olive oil. Now I don't want to bring it up too hot. So I want to season my fish at all times. Salt. It's still going with a bit of wind up here. We're having lots of fun. I'm gonna season the back as well. Some people don't like the skin. I do. There we go. It's coming hot. There we go. So I got the pan going, oil's burning hot, it's getting there. It's quite windy up here, so we're just trying to manage. When the oil gets hot enough, we're gonna cook these little fillets here. Basically, we've seasoned them both sides, and I'm just gonna slowly lie them in. Now, you just don't wanna dump them in because it'll splash the oil up and it can hit you as well. So we're just gonna, it's just starting now, as you can see. We have our challenges here. So, we're gonna start with one. Back to the strawberries. These beautiful strawberries we picked up this morning. Season just started, ripe, fresh. The Fraser Valley is kind of, their season's kind of almost over, but they're just starting here. Just tart. Gonna pop that open. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Crispy and juicy. A little tartness to it. That's gonna go great with everything we got going on. I'm gonna keep an eye on my fish here. I'm just gonna take a look. I don't wanna rip it up. I just wanna set it in there and keep it cooking and turn it down a little bit. When you're working with your strawberries, I like to hold the strawberries. People go, what's that? I'm gonna take my knife. I'm just gonna go around the top so you don't waste any of the product. Look at that, straight like that. We need to quickly go through these for this strawberry salsa. We'll take a look back at the fish. And now here we go. So if you look at the side here, nice colors coming on there. I'm just gonna put it back down. Take some of that oil and pour it on top. So this dish doesn't take that long. If you buy the fillet of fish, it takes 6 to 7 minutes. Strawberry salsa will probably take you about the same amount of time. So actually under about 20 minutes, you can have this beautiful dinner or luncheon, whatever you feel like. When we come back from break, we're gonna get back onto our strawberry salsa and our quinoa salad. So we'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back. Let's take a look at our fish. It's been on the grill for about, the pan I mean, for about 7 minutes. And we're just gonna turn it over here. Look at that, nice and crispy on top. See a bit of a push back there. Fantastic. We're just gonna finish the other side, cooking a little bit. Some people like a little bit medium rare. I could either eat it either way. This Arctic char has a little resilience. Let's get into making our quinoa salad. It's quick, it's simple. We got some shallots. We have some sea asparagus. This is something really unique. This is something that's grown on the West Coast. It's foraged from the West Coast from our oceans, and it comes out for about a season of about a month, month and a half, and I love doing fun things with it. I actually pickled this. So a little bit of white wine, a little bit of star anise, bring it to a boil, turn it off, boom, you've got pickled sea asparagus. We got some fresh parsley. We've got our star of the show, the strawberries, of course, and we have the quinoa salad, and some red peppers chopped up. And we also have some sliced almonds. So what we're gonna do we're gonna start with a bit of shallots. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of sea asparagus. Bit of parsley. And the quinoa salad. Now the quinoa takes about 6 to 7 minutes to cook. I bring it to a boil, simmer it, and then I strain it and spread it out and cool it down, and then you're ready to go. You can mix this into any different types of salads. Just gonna pull this back here. There we go. And now I want a bit of an acid bite. We do have some with the sea asparagus, but I'm gonna use a little bit of apple cider vinegar, just a touch. And I'm gonna use some olive oil. And that's it, the salad's made quick and simple. And we can add a little bit of red pepper as well. Gonna mix this. There we go, we're gonna let that sit. You can actually make sure you season your salad as well. I'm gonna taste this a little bit. A little bit of cracked salt, cracked pepper. That's ready to go. Let's talk about strawberry salsa. These little hand-picked ones we did this morning, fresh, they got a little bit of bounce to them. Look at those things. Beautiful. Again, just a little bit of shallot. You want a little bit of a bite in there. A little bit of red onion. Just a little touch of red wine vinegar. Olive oil. A little bit of cracked pepper. Take a little bit of cilantro and a little bit of parsley. And I'm going to use a little bit of the toasted almonds. Now you can sweeten it up with a bit of honey if you want, but actually I'm going to let the sweetness of the strawberries themselves be, they're going to represent this salsa. So I'm going to turn, twist, get that all together, and that's it. You can let that sit for about 5 to 6 minutes, and it'll just, the flavors will infuse into the strawberries, and it'll be a nice little tart bite to it. So we are going to go back to the fish. We're going to take a look, and it's got nice crispy skin there. Nice little push to it. We're going to start plating this up. I grabbed a little bit of goat cheese as well for this dish that goes well with the strawberries, and a little bit of some funky greens here. So for plating up, to have fun, yeah, I'm just going to go pull a plate over here, and we're just going to take the quinoa, salad, and you can put pickles in here if you don't have pickled asparagus, whatever you'd like. It's kind of fun little dish, bringing the ocean up to the Okanagan Falls. And then we're going to grab our fish. Now, I'm going to plate it like this. This gives it a nice little, skin's nice shining out there. And then the strawberry salsa. And that's it. It didn't take that long. It took about 23 minutes to put this whole thing together. I mean, be organized, do your shopping the day before, write your lists out, have all your ingredients ready. Of course, we've had everything chopped ready to go, but from start to finish, it doesn't take that long. I'm going to take a little bit of mixed greens here. Found this in the local store down the street here. I thought it'd be kind of fun. Use local ingredients. And I also have some vincotta, which is kind of like balsamic, but it's more of a grape, made from grapes. And I thought it adds a little bit, it's a little bit sweet, a little bit tart as well. And kind of pull this together. Now this dish is going to be fun to eat, and I thought I'd share this with a very special guest of mine today. I've been very lucky to bring my wife, Francina, on set today. Hello, darling. How are you? Hello.
Good.
Welcome to Blue Mountain.
Thank you.
So we are going to pair this with the champagne, the Brut, and I'll get you to open the champagne if you could.
Of course.
Blue Mountain has been around since 1991. Great family. You got to make reservations to come up and do some wine tasting. We carry the wine in both of our restaurants down in Crescent Beach. It's just fun.
Whoa.
And that's how it goes. Straight up and down. Thank you very much, Francina.
Oh,
Yeah. Thank God it didn't go towards somebody's head. It was fantastic. So, a little toast, Blue Mountain.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good to see you, darling.
To good times.
For the good times. Let's party on. Mmm.
Delicious.
It is delicious. Now let's get rid of the champagne here and try this dish with this. Cut into this.
Beautiful.
There you go. Take the skin off for you.
Actually, I like the skin.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh my God.
That's not bad. Cooking in the field, eh? Not bad at all.
You know what you're doing.
Oh, thanks, darling. Let's take a little sip of champagne.
Cheers.
From all of us, Delta Cable, BC Beyond Cuisine, thanks for joining us at Blue Mountain Vineyards. Hopefully if you get up to the Okanagan Falls, you can come up here, enjoy some of the quality ingredients they have. Thanks very much. Keep your pans hot. Now you guys are moving. Keep your pans